Well, nowadays we can easily buy cheese at a nearby store, but cheese making is a lost art in our culture. For this week's In Focus, Sarah Madison talks to a food enthusiast in Osage who shares the pleasures and the lessons from making artisan cheeses.
Bruce Engebretson has been making homemade cheeses for 4 years.
The taste of the cheese, it's good quality cheese, it's tasty, nothing bland about it, and it's much less expensive.
Cheese making can be time consuming. There's a lot of waiting and a lot of monitoring just to get the right texture.
Little changes, a change in the milk, even of course cheese is what time of the year it is, what the cows are eating. Of course has everything to do with what the cheese is going to taste like later.
But to Engebretson, the energy spent on crafting artisan cheese is worth every bite.
I think that making any of your own food is good for the whole society in so many ways that probably aren't even thought about.
When it comes to cheese making, Engebretson's philosophy is nothing goes to waste. For instance, this whey that comes out of the curd will be donated to a local chicken farm for chickens to enjoy.
It's not wasted, it goes on to another step. In a good system, it's a circle and things keep going on to a different, maybe not the same step, but another good step, another good part of it.
Engebretson says making cheese has opened his eyes to a whole new appreciation towards food.
The larger the degree that you're involved with creating anything for yourself, the more conscious you are of what's going on, of how important everything is to the finished product.
Engebretson says there are communities that are aware of where its food is coming from, but he stresses that there are many parts of the world where the old ways are fading, and it should be cultivated for generations to come.
Dear friend of mine, Anni Puttika, had a quote. She said, in the old days, a great amount of labor and time were involved to accomplish anything. People were patient, and no one was in a hurry. Today we have more time-saving devices than ever before, and we don't have any time. She said, we ruin our lives by rushing, and too late we realize the beauty of God's creation.
Engebretson doesn't consider himself a cheese-making master, but more of a food enthusiast, and he encourages people to try to prepare food from the ground up.
Our ancestors did this in very, very poor conditions, without thermometers and but they were able to make beautiful stuff. So I mean, if nothing else, you'll always learn something.
For this week's In Focus, Sarah Madison, Lakeland News.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.